Hey, what's up, everyone? It's me, Dre. Redskins Nation, it is a day to rejoice. Going up against the Dallas Cowboys is always crucial because we have a propensity to have the best intentions to go in looking good and then fall flat. Case in point, the New Orleans Saints, the Indianapolis Colts. But the Dallas Cowboys, they're an up and down team just like we are. And living here in Texas, I can tell you firsthand proud because 1 minute they're loving Dak Prescott, the next they're hating him. And I told a lot of people because that success that he had his rookie season playing, it was very much like RG3. Everyone loved him because he took us to an NFC championship, took us to the playoffs, and then going into his second and third year when he was injured and a lot of stuff that was going on, especially with the transition of coaching from Mike Shanahan to Jay Gruden, all of a sudden people fell out of love with him because he wasn't successful. He couldn't stay healthy. I'm still a big RG, but because I remember that he gave us that hope and there was a lot of exciting games. But this ain't about RG3. This is about the Redskins and the Cowboys. Don't get it wrong. So this game was very crucial. And while I take the win, because a win is always better than a loss, I have to be very critical of the fact that we had a chance to really blow this game out. I'm not all too 100% convinced of Alex Smith because there could have been a higher scoring deficit, had he not missed that pass to Sprinkle. Wide open, and he was rolling to the right and missed. That was our chance to really, really break their backs. And the fact that it came down to a nail biter, that last minute and 46 seconds had to have been the longest of my life because both teams had pretty much all of their timeouts. The Redskins had 2, the Cowboys had 3, and with each play the clock was stopping. And then to make matters worse, when we had to turn the ball over for Dallas's last possession, prior to that, Alex Smith, his dumbass decided to run out of bounds when he was trying to scramble for a first down instead of just fall and let the clock continue to run. The biggest frustration for me, because it's still shoddy play calling from Jay Gruden. I'm always going to dislike Jay Gruden, but this game, there was enough for us to win. I still hate the play calling because it's too plain vanilla. Every time we were going to do a run play where the receiver would go into motion, at the snap of the ball, there was always a defender in the backfield, especially when AP was trying to break off a good run. He was always getting tackled in the back, and the offensive line just couldn't hold blocks. Morgan Moses can't stay healthy. We got sick and tired of seeing his ass on the ground. I still think he's a liability. To me, he's a slightly better version than Stephon Hire. If y'all remember him, he was one of the worst offensive linemen I ever saw in my life. The worst. But again, that last minute and 46 seconds when Dallas was marching, for some reason, where we had them backed up, we kept rushing Mason Foster. And it wasn't like he was trying to shoot the gap. He was running right at a blocker. And it was opening up the middle of the field, even though they were throwing to the outside and getting out of bounds or being able to clock the ball. The fact of the matter is, to keep rushing a defender only for him to get snagged up in that heap of other players, it was ineffective. We weren't causing any pressure on Dak Prescott, and he marched down the field. They got to within 42 yards of the field goal, and then the most mysterious thing happened. A flag was called when they were about to tie the score and take us into overtime. The long snapper, whatever he did, because I really didn't see a penalty, but I'll take it. But we got away with this one because he shanked it to the left, bounced off the upright, and much needed ability to exhale because I'm sitting at the edge of my chair. wondering if we're going to make it to overtime. And if we do, we're going to find a way to fuck ourselves up, because we always do. We always do. And again, there were so many opportunities for us, because defensively, I think we played a really decent game. Forced a fumble near the end zone. Thank you, Ryan Kerrigan, and thank you, Preston Smith. So that really helped. But as a Redskins fan, we literally hate these nail-biter games, and it seems like every week it's coming down to the wire, to where we're clenching our ass cheeks just to see if we're going to win or lose. And it seems like the way Jay Gruden coaches, he coaches scared. Alex Smith, there are plenty of opportunities, some overthrown passes, so his accuracy is questionable. And again, I like Alex Smith. I'm just not sold on him, simply because he really hasn't shown me enough. He's not turning the ball over, so gotta give him credit there. However, the fact that we're not seeing the same Alex Smith as he was in Kansas City. Now, as a sensible Redskins fan, I understand. When he was in Kansas City, he had a much better staff around him. Much better. Well, I can't say better players, because we have decent players. Sometimes I feel like we don't use them right. We do a lot of slant plays to big bodies like Sprinkle, Michael Floyd, which I really didn't realize that we had him, but I saw him on there, and I was kind of happy. As long as he can stay out of trouble, he has the potential to really do some damage, because he's a big receiver. He's got some decent speed. He's got pretty good hands. It's just discipline. So have him. And then, of course, Josh Doxson. He had a couple of passes caught that really helped, but he just hasn't bloomed. He reminds me of Malcolm Kelly, where he can't stay healthy, and he was highly touted coming out of college. So I just don't think we use our receivers to the best of their abilities to maximize our efficiency at getting first downs, to prolonging drives, because the red zone, we're terrible in the red zone. You saw that. I hate the screen plays, because it seems like our defenders cannot sustain blocks, and we're always getting tackled for a loss, with the exception of the one screen play where Bibbs got the touchdown, our first touchdown. I mean, that's all fine and dandy. But you keep seeing that play go over and over again, and you keep seeing the same result, where AP or Bibbs or the other running back, excuse me, I'm driving. So, but seeing them get tackled for a loss, that's the most frustrating thing, because they see it coming. They see it over and over again. It's almost like they know our playbook. So I hope that our next game, because I need to check the schedule, see who we're playing next. But again, I'm glad for this win. When it comes to Dallas and the Cowboys, the Dallas and the Redskins, that's a big rivalry. And for me, being a Redskins fan, always wearing my burgundy and gold, whether I'm at work or just out and about, because people come up to me, Cowboys fans, and just as you were, a complete stranger will come up and start talking shit. And me, I talk shit back, and I do it pretty damn well. But there's really not a lot that you can say after a loss to the punk-ass Dallas Cowboys, because they're so obnoxious. The fans are so goddamn obnoxious. So going into work and to be able to see them but not hear them, to know that when you look their way, they're not willing to look back at you, that's a beautiful feeling. So I'll give kudos to the squad. Hope they get healthy, because the next game, we really have to prove each and every game that we are contenders. We're in first place. We're 4-2. The rest of the teams lost yesterday. I can't remember. I don't know if Giants played tonight or if they had a bye week. Whatever the case is, I'm looking forward to us being able to see how far we can go in the NFC East and the NFC. And I'm not even going to talk about the playoffs, because it's too premature. We're just, we're still in the second month. But I'm looking forward to competitive football. I'm looking forward to seeing what exactly we can do, because if we can play like we did yesterday, but have more of a sense of urgency, have the ability to get the ball down the field, that's going to really pay dividends in the long run coming into December. And We already have the advantage because the first NFC East opponent we took down, so they're feeling like shit, and I'm glad they are because I hate the Cowboys, I really do. But I'm really glad about this, so we can rejoice for now. Let's see how we take on this next team that we go up against. Until the next time, wherever you guys are, be safe. I love you. Hail to the Redskins.